going on, everybody? Chris from Out West with Chris. I was just fishing, got home, bam, on my doorstep. Mission 35 from BattlBox. Wow, this is a pretty heavy box. That's kind of cool. I have no idea what's inside, but we're gonna take a look together and I'm gonna give you guys my impression of Mission 35. I have no idea what's in here. Not a single clue. I don't know what the theme is, not even the slightest. But I've gotten a few texts from friends and other folks basically saying that they think this is a bad box. So I'm gonna try to keep an open mind. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. So yeah, let's just dive on in and take a look at Mission 35 from BattlBox. Before we get started, I must note, I don't pay for this box. BattlBox sends it to me. I unbox them and give you my thoughts on the contents. You know, I don't always get to demonstrate them or anything like that. This is just an initial opinion of the items in the box, whether or not you're getting a good value and such, based on what I see while I'm opening it, okay? There are times I screw up and I don't even know what some of the items are for. Usually I can figure it out by looking at this sit rep card, but that's just kind of how it goes. So let's dive right in. I've got my SOG Kiku right here. And I actually won one of SOG's online Instagram contests over Thanksgiving. I took a picture of me carving the turkey on Thanksgiving. This is what I used to carve the turkey. And had a picture taken of it, posted it, tagged SOG Knives, and I won their November contest. Isn't that freaking cool? I haven't got my prize yet, but when I do, I will open it and show you guys. Be sure to follow on Instagram for behind the scenes footage and stuff like that. It's at Out West with Chris. Oh, dang. Okay, right off the bat, I'm seeing the knife of the month, the box. I don't see what it is. It feels pretty heavy and it's from a company I really like. So Mission 35 is Jungle Survival. Sit rep, welcome to the jungle. Okay. This is actually a theme that for a while folks on the BattlBox forums, if you don't know what that is, it's battleboxforum.com, something like that. They have requested this theme. And I always kind of thought that was weird because I don't live anywhere near a jungle, and I don't really travel, you know, in jungly places. It's kind of weird timing. Like half of the United States is in this like Arctic blast right now. You know, it's freaking cold everywhere, and the rest of them are in their normal winter. So kind of odd timing for a jungle survival, but whatever. Let's look at it. Let's start with the basic. The cost of the basic is $24.99. They're saying the value is $40.95. Right here is the first item. This is a jungle first aid kit. It says kit jungle first aid. Like, I don't know, for some reason that makes me chuckle a little bit. So it looks like a pretty basic first aid kit. There's some first aid instructions. You get some elastic bandages, some medical tape, yeah, sugar. I don't know much about diabetes, but maybe if you need to regulate your blood sugar levels, you might need that. Some nice bandages, it looks like, some big ones. That's pretty cool. What else is in here? A trauma pad, alcohol prep pads. It looks like a decent little kit. This would be great for a little kit to put in your bag if you go hiking to take care of the little nicks and cuts and scratches and stuff. So value on it is $7. You do get like a little pouch thingy. So, you know, that's all right. You get a sniper veil, and this is $11.95. So it's a pretty wide mesh type fabric, kind of like a fishnet fabric. So if you're kinky and you like the fishnets, this might be for you. It's pretty big. You could put this over your head and help with concealment, help keep bugs off of you. You could potentially wrap a firearm like a rifle in something like this to kind of break up that silhouette, if you know what I'm saying. This is kind of interesting. Will I use it much? Will there be any practical application for this? Probably not, but it could be interesting to have. I'll keep it around. Something like this though actually serves a double purpose of you know, being able to utilize it as a carrying device. So if you were out gathering roots and acorns, kind of fold that up, carry them in there. In a survival situation, you could possibly use something like this to catch fish with, you know, make a net out of it. It's basically netting. So pretty interesting. The price tag, 12 bucks, seems a little bit high to me, but I've never bought one of these before, so I don't know. Next up is some Army type insect repellent. That's kind of funny to me. It actually says Army type insect repellent. I mean, what does that mean? It's the type the Army uses. It's not the one that the Army uses, but it's that type. I don't know, that just kind of weird. It is a DEET-based repellent. Repels ticks, mosquitoes, black flies, no-see-ums. The value on this is $6. I use a lot of insect repellent when I'm out fishing, so this is something that I can take advantage of. So yeah, $6. There is a Mosquito Head Net from Stansport. And it is right here. You know what, you could use this as a little like carrying tool too. That's kind of cool. Whew, okay. So you stick that around and hopefully they don't bite through the mesh. But this is kind of interesting. Besides looking totally goofy, this is actually fairly practical for me. When I'm out fishing on my kayak, there are times that I get swarmed by bugs, and I'll use a face guard type thing, but still, like, they're just all over me, and it's pretty nasty. One time I was fishing up in Oregon, and they had like some hatch at this lake I was fishing at, and there were millions. I do not. There were millions of these little bugs, and I mean, I inhaled numerous bugs. They were in my ears, they were in my nose, they were stuck in my beard. It was freaking nasty. Something like this could be useful, you know, if I'm out fishing in the evening, doing one of my night sessions on the kayak, you know, not having to worry about mosquitoes. It will be pretty effective. Now, mosquitoes will be able to land on this, and if the mesh is close to your face, they'll be able to pierce through that, just because a lot of mosquitoes can get through your clothing. So something to be aware of. Like I said before, you could use this as a little carrying device too. So it's like a little bag, right? The value on that is $6.02. That actually seems a little high, not much, but a little bit. The next up is an Army style GI angle head LED flashlight. I don't own one of these, and I've always kind of wanted one. I don't know why, but they've always kind of seemed appealing to me. It's the angle head flashlight, and it's pretty cool because ooh, that's a weak, man, that is gonna bend. That's a really thin metal. This is an LED version, so in the little butt cap right there, there are several different like filters, so you can change the color of the light. That's kind of cool. I don't know if the Army versions were like plastic, but this is a plastic. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be 2 or 3 D batteries. So I don't know if they were plastic, because like I said, I've never had one, but it's interesting. It looks like you have a push button for just like a quick on, and then a switch as well on the side. So that's interesting. $10 value. I don't know. I don't know. Looks like you can hang it actually too. So it takes 2 D-cell batteries. 2. All right, that is your basic box. I think that that's not too bad. There's some stuff in there that I can definitely take advantage of. So that was a $40 value. The advanced box is $49.99, so 50 bucks. And you get a hammock. So there is a hammock in here, some paracord, some sectioned straps, So these are the type that have the sections in them, I believe. Yeah, so to adjust the length, the height, or the angle of your hammock, that's what these are for. So that's pretty cool. These are typically nice straps. I don't know, this is probably not a brand, so I can't say like it's an Enos, you know, or anything like that. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm not gonna pull the hammock all the way out, but the hammock itself seems like it's fairly thin. You do get a mosquito netting, so that's pretty cool. It's a, you know, green color. All right, that's not bad. They're saying the value on this is $30. That actually seems a little bit high. I know hammocks, you know, you can get them wholesale for like $9. So that seems a little bit high for me, especially being that it's not a brand name like a Grand Trunk or something like that. It's BattlBox branded. So that's several items now that are kind of like that. Next up is a knife, $35 value. Look at this. This is kind of cool. In your advanced box, you get a big chopper style kukri. Nylon sheath, so nothing too fancy. But this is from Cold Steel. Cold Steel makes decent steel. I mean, it's production grade. It's nothing super fancy. You know, some blemishes actually that I'm seeing, but wow, that is super sharp. This is a jungle machine, right? You're gonna be able to chop stuff, cut down trees, process wood. Nice and sharp. Pretty cool. I don't have a kukri, so this is gonna be a welcome addition to my collection. It's got a kind of a rubberized handle. So I really don't have anything too bad to say about this. And that is your advanced box, $50 cost. They're stating a value of $105.93, which I kind of think is a little bit on the high side. So now we're gonna go to the Pro. Pro has one item, and the item is valued at $59.99, so 60 bucks. So that's a jump from $50 to $100 in your subscription level, and you're only getting a $60 kind of bump up. So let's see what it is. Hopefully it's something really awesome. This is it. These are snake gators, brush guards, and this is made by BattleTech. So here's a reappearance of an item from BattleTech. So BattleTech is a company owned by BattlBox that is kind of getting into the manufacturing of gear realm, which I think was smart for BattlBox to do, totally honest with you. I don't know about this though. This is, I don't know. So what you have is this fold out stuff. It's got like a reinforcement in here. I don't know if it's like cardboard or if it's like a vinyl, like a thick vinyl plastic. Not sure, but it is rigid to some point. It does bend, it does have some flex, and you get this like shin guard. This will go over the top of your foot. And you'd wear this over your clothes. Gators are pretty popular in the hiking world, especially if you hike in tall grass and stuff like that. And not for snake protection, but to keep your shoes and your pants and stuff from getting wet in dew. My brother-in-law swears by gators and uses them all the time when we're up hunting in Idaho, just to keep the lower portion of his legs dry so he doesn't get moisture into his like pants and socks and shoes and that type of stuff. And that's what a lot of people wear them for. Now, snake gators do exist. Typically, if you're gonna be out in snake country, like if you're gonna be in the desert in rattlesnake country or something like that, you would typically use a really heavy boot that's kind of a high boot, a snake boot. I don't really see this, this item, I don't know. I mean, I get it fits into a jungle survival scenario, but man, this seems pretty gimmicky. I can see something like this being useful and something you might want to consider if you live in Florida, you know, and your bug out location is in the Everglades. or if you're in like the South where you actually do have a lot of poisonous snakes. The majority of us though don't live in those areas, and this kind of doesn't make sense. And if you can't avoid brush by stepping over it, and you need to walk through it and have this as a brush guard, I don't know, it seems kind of weak. I get where they're going with it regarding the theme, but overall the theme is kind of, in my opinion, a little bit weak. So I don't know, I'm not going to use these. I would never pack this in a bug out bag or anything like that because it's not applicable to my situation. And a $60 price tag, you know, I don't think they could put this on, you know, Amazon for 60 bucks and sell it. So I'm gonna call bullshit to that. It's kind of unfortunate too because I thought the basic was pretty good. I thought the advanced was fair. And then you get to the pro and man, you know, I just don't, if you're a pro subscriber, I'd be a little bit upset personally. So let's move on to the Pro Plus. Ontario Knife Company. That's sweet. It's a pretty heavy knife. I'm a fan of Ontario Knife Company, and this is an interesting knife. You get a pretty cool looking leather sheath. The sheath is made in China, which is sort of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Can't get around that. Oh, it looks like you get a sharpening stone included. That's kind of cool. And what do you got? It kind of looks like a wannabe Rambo knife. You get like a punch glass break sort of on the back end. It's a rubberized grip and a kind of a rubberized pommel area. It's got some holes in the pommel and then down on the base on the butt. So you could probably make a spear out of it. I don't know how well that would work. The knife is nice and sharp. You've got some teeth for sawing right here. You've got like a semi-serrated blade on one half of the blade on the cutting side. And then, I mean, that's not even really that sharp. It's a little bit sharp, but I don't know. I haven't even looked at the price tag on this thing yet. Let's take a look. They're saying a $95 value. They call this the Aircrew Survival Egress Knife, or ASEC. It was issued to the U.S. Army aviation vest for the purposes of breaking through acrylic aircraft windows, cutting through the skin of an aircraft, being used as a hammer, cutting electrical cables, as well as close combat. This knife is a beast made of 1095 high carbon steel. So that's all right. It looks like a small version of Hollywood's Rambo knife, but this is no gimmick. I kind of think that this is just a little bit gimmicky. So it says, if this is good enough for the U.S. Army, then it's good enough for our Knife of the Month Club. It does say, as a side note, I find this interesting, because it says, as a side note, the Gerber LMF2 previously featured, it was previously featured in a mission as the Knife of the Month, was also picked up by the U.S. Army as an ASEC knife. ASEC knife. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That knife is 10 times better than this knife. I don't know. This knife just feels, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Some of you guys might really love this knife. Personally, I'd much rather have like the Rat from OKC, which was a previously featured Knife of the Month. Maybe it's the rubberized texture, but it makes it feel like a toy. I mean, you could totally just twist that. I mean, that just doesn't feel sturdy in my hand. I could see where this could be issued for that purpose of, you know, cutting through wires and stuff like that. It makes some sense that it's a rubberized handle. So I get that, but I'm not going to be flying over any jungles anytime soon. And if my plane crashes, you know, I'm probably going to be SOL. So this whole mission is just kind of a little bit, I don't know, it's just weird, right? Why would you do a jungle survival mission in the middle of winter in a temperate climate? I can see some of those southern states kind of, you know, you could use some of this stuff for a survival scenario. Personally, one thing that I like to try to do with these subscription boxes, whether it's other subscription box I get, Hunter's Haul, you know, they've been having some really cool gear, or BattlBox, is can I use this? Can I incorporate this into things, activities that I do? So a lot of times you'll hear me say, oh, I think I could use this when I'm out fishing. Or, oh yeah, that's gonna be great for hunting. Or yeah, that's gonna go out into my bug out bag. Yeah, that would be great for a long-term survival situation. So as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing stuff in the basic box, and I think a lot of that stuff I can actually use one way or another, whether it's in daily use when I'm out fishing or in case I get into a bug storm, right? Bug NATO number 18, you know, I could throw that thing on and be a little bit more comfortable. The sniper vel is kind of iffy, but it's something that, you know, you could totally put into a bug out bag because it has multiple purposes. The kukri is cool, and even the hammock, that's pretty cool. You know, I think they're a little bit overvalued on the sheet. But then you got to the Pro, and oh my gosh, I mean, there's no way, like I'm never gonna use that. I'm never going to use that. It's just not gonna happen. The knife is a little, it's trying too hard to fit the theme. Maybe that's what it is. It's just trying too hard to fit the theme. I don't know. So overall, like I could see where a couple of my buddies, why they would have texted me saying this is a bunch of crap. You know, one of the things I used to love about BattlBox was being introduced to brands that I wasn't aware of. Whether that was Wagon Tech, like with the Fred light, that was freaking awesome, right? That Fred light in that fire survival box or whatever it was, that was one of my favorite items. Even though I didn't use it like they intended in that box, still one of my favorite items. I thought that was cool. And many other companies. That's one thing that I've really enjoyed about BattlBox. And if I go through the sit rep card, Jungle First Aid Kit, I have no idea who put that together for them. They probably went through a wholesale company and just kind of put it together. Sniper vel, I have no idea. The Rothco Army Insect Repellent, it says Rothco on it, but it's kind of a generic thing. Stansport, okay, Stansport, yeah, they're a name brand. Army style GI Englehead flashlight. Some big factory in Vietnam or China probably had a whole bunch of like extra leftovers, and you know, they had them out on the internet for sale and they get scooped up. So while I'm actually happy to have that, it does seem a little bit cheaply made, and they probably paid $2 for it. It's kind of a bummer. And you know what? I don't really have a problem with them buying in bulk and saving, especially if that saving kind of makes super cool items in the box a possibility, which in the past it has. So that's one thing. Now, I think inflating some of the values, I think that happened a little bit on this shipment. Out of all of those 5 things in the basic, there are 2 brands, okay? Then you get into the advanced, there are 2 items. You get 1 brand. One of the brands is BattlBox, the other one was Cold Steel. So Cold Steel is one of the brands, one of the names. And Cold Steel and Ontario Knife Company are the 2 biggest names in the box. The other 2 names are Stansport and Rothco. You know, I'm not gonna count the BattleTac stuff because it's basically BattlBox stuff. So in my opinion, if you were an advanced subscriber or a basic subscriber, you did pretty good. You did all right. All stuff that I think you could probably use. All stuff that I thought was, you know, in the ballpark on the valuation. And all stuff that you don't need to be in a jungle survival situation to utilize. The rest of the box, the remaining 2 items, the bulk of the price, right? Not really too fond of. I mean, this reminds me of like an M-Tech knife. I know it's higher quality than that. It's better still, don't get me wrong. But it's just that style of like, it's totally like trying to be a Rambo knife. And I know I'm gonna get some hate because, oh yeah, well that was used by the US military. This knife does not hold a candle to the LMF2. It just doesn't. Anyways, I can't get the buckle to buckle. I'm obviously doing something wrong here. So I'm gonna give this knife away. This is the first time I've ever done a giveaway of the knife of the month. So in order to win, you've gotta be a subscriber. You gotta comment down below. If I choose your name in a random comment selector, I will reply to your comment and let you know that you won, but I'll also post the winner on Facebook. We'll post the winner in about a week. I do request that you are 18 years old to win. I have no way to verify that. But that's up to you. This is the honor system. So be sure you're 18 years old. You're gonna have to be a US resident, subscriber, commenter, all of that good stuff. That's gonna wrap it up for me. I think I shared my opinions of the box fairly well. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, thanks for getting out west with Chris.